Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to a brand new series. I don't really know how this is going to go, but we're going to give it a bash anyway. So today we have my lovely wife with us today. This is Noodle, aka Becca, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to have a game of we call it Mr. and Mrs.
And we call it the Newlywed game.
Right, okay, so already you can see where this is going. So we've got 3 rounds. One round is going to be a paddle round. We have our S and B. In your opinion, Becca, who is the best cook after me and you cooking?
It does have a few select recipes that are very, very delicious. And so I know that at least 3 times a year I cannot cook and we'll be okay.
3 times a year?
Yeah. Because you can make risotto and you can make a really nice curry.
That's wrong, actually. I do like so. But, yeah.
But we can't think of it.
No, I can't.
You like Kevin Hart?
Yeah, it's funny. It is funny.
Put him in first. Feed him Skittles.
How many accents have you had? 2. Right.
And neither of them were my fault.
But how many have you had though?
2.
Right. How many have I had?
I don't know.
0.
How many points on your license?
How many points on my license? I got a speeding fine. So, what we'll start with then is the first round of questions. We've got 10 questions. This is our paddle round, okay? So, without further ado, round 1. Okay. You've got to start with your paddle down.
It's down.
Right, okay. Question 1 is, in your opinion, Becca, who is the best cook after me and you? Decide first and then reveal.
On 3.
3, 2, 1. We both went for the same.
I cook all the time.
Yeah, well,
Every day.
she's over exaggerated. She doesn't cook all of the time. But you said you had some good things to say about me cooking.
It does have a few select recipes that are very, very delicious. And so I know that at least 3 times a year I cannot cook and we'll be okay.
3 times a year?
Yeah. Because you can make risotto and you can make a really nice curry and you can make another really nice curry.
She's doing me a disservice there.
Oh, and carbonara, you did that. But that's like out of a jar, so it
I mean, I don't make carbonara, I just throw it together. Right, but yeah, we agreed there. So without further ado, you can introduce the
Okay.
question.
This is a tough one. Who is the tidiest?
Ho ho. Right, hold on now. You can count it down and all.
3, 2, 1.
Have you gone?
I've got neither one of us.
Right, I've gone me.
So you tidy in just bursts. Like once a month you're like, everything has to be clean.
Right.
But every day I sweep and I tidy up, I wash dishes, I clean clothes, I do. So
I think, right, in my opinion, she does half-hearted attempts at tidying, and it just, the areas get...
You do a little bit every day and then you don't have to do a big old burst of...
I do let it get a little bit worse than what she does, but then there's a point where I snap and I just...
You go all aggro on the kitchen.
Yeah, well, I mean...
I will have you know that he had to double wash a dish though, so don't let him think he does it right the first time.
Because I just want it done. I I don't want to.
You left that in the dish rack with black beans all over it still.
Oh, come on now. What? When were this? Last night?
Yesterday, yes. I saw you rewashed it or maybe you just put it in the. Did you put it in the cupboard and not even look that there were still black beans all over it?
No. Right. There was a slight disagreement there, but we're kind of as bad as each other when it comes to tidying. Right. Question 3 is. Oh yeah. So who said "I love you" first when we was first dating? 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, we both agreed. Can you remember where it was?
It was in my living room.
Was it in the living room?
Yes, it was.
I thought it was on balcony.
No, we had come in off the balcony.
Right, okay.
And we discussed how we didn't want to play games. We just said it.
Yeah, I said it first. Then you said it.
I did say it back. But yeah, it was you first.
I mean, we was highly intoxicated at the time.
Surprised I remember it at all. I do. I remember the conversation. I remember you standing there. I remember your little face.
Yeah.
I don't even want to play games. You know what? I just love you. That's it.
It went something like that, yeah. Right, yeah, that was good.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember it.
Okay.
Of course, because I just got it right.
Well, I mean, anyway. All right. Who has the worst handwriting? All right, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Yes.
Yes.
Ugh. I just remember coming into his classroom.
Here we go.
Right. The way he writes D's. It's not even, as an elementary teacher, it stresses me out.
Does anybody really have a problem? Sometimes,
It's not how you write a D.
I definitely self-diagnosed dyslexic, right? Because as a teacher, I'll write something on paper, and it's so easy. I know how to write. I'm very good at spelling. But then I'll write it on the whiteboard, and then I'll second guess myself because it looks wrong. Not because I don't know how to spell it. It just looks wrong.
It's because you shape your letters incorrectly.
On a whiteboard.
On every board.
No.
Paper. Everywhere. That's not how you make a D.
Look, right. I remember.
I'll show you later, guys. It's terrible.
Right. But we both got that one right. We were in agreement there.
I mean, my handwriting's not great, don't get me wrong, but it's better than that.
Right. This could go either way, but question 5 is, in your opinion, Becca, who is the funniest? 3, 2, 1, reveal.
I'm hilarious. It's one of my top 1 qualities.
Yeah. The one of the main reasons that I ended up getting with Becca was she was so funny. I can't even pinpoint some of the reasons why you are funny, but
situational comedy.
Yeah, and it can be quite dry at times, and the timing of it is quality, right? So I had to agree there. I'm more of a childish comedy, but hers is a little bit sort of.
He's got British comedy, and it's weird, and nobody gets it, but other Brits.
Well, we don't like to watch comedy together.
No, we don't.
Actually, no, you've got into some of the comedy shows. The British ones.
Only because there's select few individuals that I enjoy, and that's because they are more Americanized humor than the ones that you like.
I don't like any American comedians. Sorry.
I do. I've watched all your Netflix specials.
That's wrong, actually. I do like some. But yeah.
But we can't think of right now.
No, I can't.
You like Kevin Hart?
Yeah, he's funny.
He's little.
He is funny.
You put him in
Bless
your
my
purse. Feed him Skittles.
Ah.
Okay.
Okay,
Was it
next
my
question.
turn?
It's your yeah.
You need to tell how bad his handwriting is. It takes me a minute to figure out where we are.
Yeah.
Number 6. Who gets the last word in an argument or in a conversation or in anything?
Well, this is an easy one. 3, 2, 1. Look at, she just won't give up.
I work with 2-year-olds all day. Nobody is more stubborn than I am.
Oh man, pulling my hair out sometimes. Oh, it's so bad.
Just agree with me and we'll move on. It's not that hard.
We're not too bad at this, are we, so far?
Because we came up with the questions together. I feel like if we got questions from the audience, it might be better because then we hadn't thought of answers while we were writing the question.
Which brings us to, actually, before I move on to the next question, is if you're enjoying this type of content, give us a thumbs up, comment, subscribe to the channel, and if we ding your dong, hit the notification bell. But what we need to do is carry on. We're going to get through this, and then if you want to do another one of these, submit your questions in the comments, please.
This one's a tricky question.
Number 6. This is it number 6?
Yeah, it's number 7.
Sorry, yeah, number 7. There's number
The
7.
tricky one.
Oh man.
This is hard. Well,
Right. Okay. The question is, out of the two of us, who gets the most drunk? Reveal your answer in 3, 2, 1. Reveal.
Oh, sorry. Okay. We did discuss this earlier. Not gonna lie about it. We both get very drunk.
It
Just
kind
at
of
different
is that,
times. I get drunk faster because I have less body weight to accumulate the alcohol in, and plus I have not been training for as long as Steve. As you know, in the UK, you can drink at 18, which means you were underage drinking at what, 15, 16?
Yeah.
I didn't drink until I was 21 because I thought I was smart. So, like, I haven't been drinking that long.
Arguably, though.
I've caught up, though.
Oh, no, you have. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, your organs are less damaged.
I wouldn't say
mine.
that. I wouldn't say that at all. Just because I drink more water during the week than you do. Like, you don't drink water ever.
Well, water is in juice. Water is in beer, isn't it? Oh, and coffee. I
And
drink
tea.
lots of that.
So yeah. So that's why I just said me.
I went down the middle
Because
of this.
I go first. But he does get drunker than me sometimes when he's out with the lads.
And that's rare these days.
Walking home at 6 a.m, eating a sandwich.
Yeah. If I've not swam across a canal or come on without trousers. But those are different stories for a different day.
It's a different time. You have to subscribe for that. Okay. Next.
Next question.
we're
I was on the fence,
We're
but I
guilty.
will say
I do get
this
there
one
first
here.
faster.
Oh,
If
yeah.
it was a race, I would win.
I would, yeah. I definitely wouldn't be this girl's wingman if she was still single because you would be constantly looking after her. But without lingering on it too long.
Number 8. We're gonna argue about this one. Who does the most housework? In 3, 2, 1.
I'm kind of in agreement. Yeah. But particularly this year, anyway.
Do tell.
We're going to get into a domestic here. I can see it happening. Particularly this year, when I'm going to work and then coming home
Full-time.
and having full time.
Because I am working.
Yeah, all right. She's working. I'm going to work full time, and I get home and teachers. For those of you that aren't teachers, can I just say that our day doesn't finish at 3:30.
Never.
Our day finishes when you decide to finish.
When you go to bed, basically.
Yeah. Now, if you want to carry on working till bedtime, you could. You've got to cut yourself free at some point. And sometimes that can be 6, 7 o'clock. And then when I've finished working in there, sometimes there might be are you going to do something around the house? Are you going to... and then... so it's quite stressful at times. But what I will say is, Becca does the more day-to-day, like it builds up for me over about 2.5, 3 weeks, and then I'll blitz something, I'll do something. It's not good enough. But yeah, so that's why I'm giving her the benefit there.
Because it's the truth.
I mean, it's the truth, yeah.
It's the truth. That's fine.
Right, number 9. We're on number 9 now,
Yeah.
guys. Question number 9 is, who takes up more room in the bed? Well, this one.
This one's hard because we've been in many different size beds over the past year. Like in our apartment in Trinidad, we had a California king, so it didn't matter.
Super king size for you guys in English, yeah.
It didn't matter. You could take up all of the space.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. But the bed we have at both my parents' house and his parents' house is just a regular queen.
Yeah.
And so then that's when you realize. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're always at our parents' house in the summer. Now, it's not too bad at Becca's mum and dad's, where they have air conditioning.
Because we're from the south.
But when we go back to Brig House, and it's warm, and it's stuffy, and there's no air conditioning.
You can't get away from each other.
Oh, gosh. It's not great, is it?
No, it's not.
It's hard work. Right, but who takes up more room in the bed?
Okay. I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, reveal.
I have photos. I have photographic photos.
Now,
I will not show them on here because, just
obviously
not
I'm
fully clothed.
obviously I'm a bigger individual, but that's not what we're trying to say. But the bed habits of...
He apparently never transferred those twin size bed rules into bigger beds. Because I know you've slept in a twin bed. I've seen it.
Yeah.
But you learn to just roll instead of turning. And you just turn instead of rolling.
Oh yeah, you always turn. You always turn.
And he takes all the covers. I take all the covers.
I do, honestly I do. I take all of the covers all of the time.
We had 2 separate blankets in Trinidad.
Do you know
because I got tired of it.
Do you know as a kid, I used to lay under the duvet all the time. Sleep underneath it, no pillow.
Yeah, you like those weird flat pillows, like basically that college guy pillows that are like this and they're nasty and they've got drool stains all over them, and basically it's just a pillowcase.
Yeah, really. There needs to be some substance to it. It can't be one of these that's just you can put your fingers together on each side if you poke in right places. No, there needs to be some substance to it, but just a flat pillow, there's something to be said for them. Definitely. This next one's a bit hard, isn't it?
This one is hard.
Right. We've got the last question of the round is round 10.
It's my turn, by the way. It's question 10.
This question.
End of round 1. With a brain teaser. Who is the better driver?
I've got it. Okay. Reveal. Right, why did you sit on the fence?
Because we take turns seeing as how we're from countries that drive on opposite sides of the road, and I drive on the right-hand side of the road wherever we are, and you drive on the left-hand side of the road wherever we are. Except for, I did learn to drive a little bit on the left-hand side of the road in Trinidad. It was very stressful. Lots of potholes.
Oh God, yeah. You think the potholes are bad in England?
So, yeah. So I don't think it can compare because we don't drive on each other's territory.
No, we don't. No. And we've lived in a few countries, or at least a couple of countries that have been on the right hand side too.
Mm-hmm.
So
I drove in Turkey when we did all that.
Yeah.
When we rented a car.
The reason that I went for me on this question, and sometimes we'll tease each other and widen each other up about this, and I'll always throw it back in a fist and I'll say, how many accidents have you had? How many accidents have you had?
2.
Right.
And neither of them were my fault.
But how many have you had though?
2.
Right. How many have I had?
I don't know.
Flipping
How
0.
many points on your license?
How many points on my license? I got a speeding fine. I've only ever had one speeding fine, man. I've never been pulled over by the police. Never. Not once. I got a parking ticket once.
Oh, I got parking tickets all the time in college. They're sticklers. They're just trying to get more money out of you.
Yeah.
Bastards.
In fact,
Sorry.
at the time,
Bleep.
I think we were doing the geography of crime, and I'd parked outside at school in sixth form, and I'm like, oh, I've just got a ticket. And I'm like, what? You've broken the law in geography class when we're doing crime? Oh, it was brilliant. Yeah. So.
Okay, so just because my tire blew out on the interstate whilst doing the speed limit of 70 miles an hour.
Oh, sure.
And then I spun several times, not hitting any other cars, coming to a full stop, facing traffic.
Well, you should have checked your tyres.
That is a family argument, so please do not bring that up. We don't want to get into that today. You know whose fault it is.
And that brings us to the end of the Padel Round.
So we don't know how many points we have because we aren't taking count.
Not in this round, we're not.
Oh.
But maybe in the next round we are. But we're going to do away with the paddle for now. But thank you for joining us for the Padel Round.
While we reset.
Which we had a snack.
You have 450 mandarins over there.
I'm not feeling mandarin.
Who is my celebrity crush
Okay.
today?
Today.
Currently it's any of the Chris's. You know, like Pines or Evans or Hemsworth or any of those.
Any of the Chris's?
Any of the Chris's currently. I just watched a video on YouTube the other day about if you don't already love Chris Pine, here's some more reasons to. And so I was like, ooh, I do love him. I was working at Sonic.
That's what we're going to put first.
As the beverage girl. I made all of the ice creams, the milkshakes, the drinks.
I can't tell you.
Bagged all the items.
If you hadn't have said all that bump at the start, I'd have put that. Oh.
It's technically my job.